Hello, Stalker. Let me tell you about the world you've entered. The right controller is your guide in this ominous and mysterious zone. Use the joystick for left or right turns. I recommend moving as you would in reality to make your movements more natural. Plus, it will help you burn off those extra calories. The left controller is the key to moving in the world. I hope you know how it works in VR. If you do, great, be careful. The dangers of the zone do not forgive mistakes. We wouldn't want to die right at the start, would we? When you're ready, approach the green marker. We'll continue there. And I almost forgot. If you want to speed up while walking, press the stick forward to start running. Excellent. Now you can familiarize yourself with the slots that will be useful during your journey through the zone. Let's start in order. The slots marked in red are for storing ammo magazines. You can place them in the pockets on your chest and in the backpack over your left shoulder. To access the backpack, simply reach over your shoulder. It can be fixed in the air, but remember that if you move more than 3 meters away from it, it will automatically return to its place. To put the backpack back, you can either reach over your shoulder and release it, or bring your hand to your chest and release it. When the backpack can be placed over the shoulder, it will be highlighted with an outline. This is done so you can see when it can be done. Now, about the yellow slot on the right side of your belt. This slot is for pistols. It will save you in combat when you run out of ammo in your rifle and a monster is chasing you. You also have blue slots, one just above your belt and another on your head. In the lower slot, you can store a gas mask or a thermal imager, and in the upper slot, you can wear and use them. Let's move on to the large green slot over your right shoulder. Here you can store automatic weapons. To put it in or take it out, you need to make a few simple movements. Bend your arm at the elbow and bring the controller to ear level. Don't try to reach too far behind your shoulder. Remember that this slot is tied to your head, and if you try to look to see if you've placed the weapon, the slot will automatically move back. So your hand should be near your ear to ensure that the weapon returns to the slot. Do you see the white sphere above your head? That's a flashlight. Bring your hand to it and it will turn on or off. It's also important to know that you have a pouch with bolts on your left. They are necessary for temporarily disabling anomalies, but we'll talk more about that later. Further on, there's a PDA where you can view the map, current tasks, adjust graphics, and additional VR interaction options, and save your game progress. Note that saves are not available during training, so don't forget about that. When you're ready, move on. Here's your first pistol in the zone, the Makarov pistol. To your left, you have full magazines for it, and to the right, empty ones. But don't worry, they can always be reloaded. Take the box of ammunition and bring it close to the magazine and you can reload it. I want you to know you can both load and unload a magazine. To do this, squeeze the trigger on the hand holding the box. The bullet will change color and you can unload the magazine and discard it if you don't need it. You can also transfer bullets from one box to another. It's all quite simple. I'm sure you'll catch on quickly. Try some shooting practice if you want. See the bottles standing on top of the container? Don't be shy, go ahead, and I'll be waiting for you further on. Now let's discuss the most important thing, your health. As you may have noticed, on your left hand is a portable PDA that displays your vital stats. Health, hunger, radiation protection, and psi protection. All these indicators are critically important. Hunger and health can be restored with injections and food, while psi protection and radiation recover over time. Keep an eye on these indicators, because if they drop to zero, radiation damage will double, and you can die faster. In the training mission, all damage is minimized compared to the real zone, and the influence of hunger is disabled. Now about artifacts, mystical items of the zone. They can both increase and decrease the body's resistance to damage. To find out the pros and cons of an artifact, take it in your hand and press the B or Y button on the controller, depending on your controllers. This way you can learn not only about artifacts, but also about various items, including weapons. But for the artifacts to work, they need to be placed in the appropriate slot in the backpack. Take out the backpack. Great, see the 3 small white slots? These slots are specifically designed for artifacts. Place them there, and your vital signs will change. Also, remember that artifacts can only be found in anomalous zones using detectors. They are highly valued by stalkers. And now we've come to the first dangerous area, the anomaly zone. They are often invisible to the naked eye and can be deadly, but always remember the bolts on your belt. Take out a bolt and throw it into the anomaly. This way you can discharge it. While the anomaly is recharging, usually taking 7 to 10 seconds, you can pass through. Go ahead, don't be afraid. I'll be waiting for you further on. fear ahead? It's one of the most treacherous anomalies in the zone. You can discharge it with a bolt, but its usual recharge time is only 2 seconds. That's not enough time to pass by it without taking damage. Moreover, these anomalies have a gravitational pull and often clump together, making it even more difficult to navigate through them. You can try to knock them down with a bolt or a handy object, and then it will fly away. But experienced stalkers know that the best way to deal with such an anomaly is to destroy it with a shot from a weapon. Give it a try. Sometimes it might seem like there's no way forward, but remember, that's not the case. Always look for hidden opportunities. You see those yellow bricks on the wall? Excellent. Remember, you can always climb them to get over an obstacle. Sometimes, instead of bricks, there might be ladders or pipes, which are usually marked with a yellow line, although sometimes they're not. So, be attentive and careful not to fall. I believe in you. I'll be waiting for you further on. It's time to arm yourself with more powerful weapons. It's simple. The mechanics are the same as with the pistol. I'm sure you'll have no trouble loading and unloading both weapons and magazines. As you have already understood, in the zone you can modify almost any weapon. To find out what equipment can be installed on the rifle, simply press B or Y on the controller holding the weapon to see its characteristics. If the modification slots are highlighted in green, you need to find, for example, a collimator sight and take it to the workbench. Then secure the weapon in the workbench slot. The installation point will automatically be highlighted in red when you bring the sight to the weapon. The rest is easy. I'll be waiting for you further on. We have almost finished your training. time to practice shooting at infected scientists. They might be insanely stupid, but they still pose a danger. In training, they inflict significantly less damage than in the real world of the zone. Remember this. You probably already know how to deal with them, but let me give you a piece of advice. Many monsters in the zone can be killed with a single headshot. Your training is almost complete, my young Padawan. All that's left is to reach the end of this building. But who knows what awaits you there? I would prepare for surprises if I were you. After all, anything can happen in the zone. Hey he. Good luck in the world of the zone.
chance, come see me. I've got a job for you. Good to see you're feeling better. Last time I saw you, you looked awful. The emission really did a number on you, but that's not important right now. Do you remember anything? Why you went there and what your mission was? That's not good, but I think you need to give yourself a bit more time. It'll come back to you. Let me give you a simple task to check your skills. Haven't forgotten how to survive in the zone, have you? We've got a cursed spot here at the base. Stalkers avoid it. I'll mark it on your PDA map. Take a detector and look for an artifact there. When you find it, come straight to me. After that, we'll call it even for saving you. Meanwhile, I'll dig around through my channels about your group, maybe find something useful. Oh, I had no doubt that you would handle this task. It means the emission didn't damage your mind too much. That's good. Thanks for the artifact. We can consider ourselves even. Now, about your problem. I managed to find out a few things. Stalkers from Dawn said they saw a chopper near the village of Krivaya Rogan shortly before the emission. But it wasn't a regular one. How can I put this? It was different from the ones that usually patrol the zone. It had some additional protection against BSI emissions. Judging by its flight direction, it was heading towards Pripyat. I think you should start your search there. But you can't just walk into Pripyat now. The last emission made large areas deadly for any stalker. Not exactly. There is one way through the underground collector. I can't say it's safer than the surface, but at least there's no high radiation level. However, you better not run into a Domelgray down there, one of the most dangerous creatures in the zone. Oh, every stalker describes the encounter differently, if they survive. Big, hairy, with glowing eyes in the dark. But all survivors say the same thing. Despite being strong, there's something human about it. If you don't attack it at the first meeting and look it straight in the eyes, it seems to understand and pity you. But if you turn away or shoot, it attacks immediately. All right, enough scary stories for today. Maybe they aren't there anymore. Strange creatures. Anyway, I'll put the coordinates of the underground collector in your PDA. When you're ready, head there. I'll also add the coordinates of the raid zones. You don't have any gear. You can find some useful stuff there. Sometimes you can find something very useful. What you don't need, you can always sell on the black market to buy weapons, ammo, or medkits. And also, consider this a personal gift from me. I ordered an AK-74 and a Makarov pistol with some ammo to be left for you in your shelter. Hope it helps. And remember, you're always welcome at the Free Stalkers base. You can talk to the guys. Maybe they have some tasks for you. But I'd recommend going on raids first. Running around the zone with just one rifle is not the best idea.